Gotta thank my sponsors for sending over this sport watch. Let's take it over to my coffee table, get it open, check it out. Comes in this nice sporty, stylish box here. Comes with a user manual here. And the first thing it wants us to do is give it a full charge before using it, so I'm gonna do that. And it does come with its own charging cable, and that'll plug into a USB outlet. And here's the piece that plugs into the watch. Even the watch lets us know that we should charge it before using it. Well, first impressions, I like the nice sporty band on it here. Nice metal strap right there. And it'll fit all sizes of wrists with so many attachment options here. Watch itself looks and feels really high quality all the way around, front and back. And we'll get to all these knobs and stuff later. Make sure to remove the cover that's over top of this. And then to charge it, we just take this piece right here and stick it on the back like that. It automatically magnetizes. Now do keep in mind that in one direction, it doesn't want to magnetize. It actually wants to push away from the magnets. So make sure that you just get it in the right direction and it'll snap on like that. Okay, I got it fully charged, and if I press the button here, this is the initial look at the display right here. So I don't have any of the settings set like I would like to have them set yet, so we'll do that together. But first, let me show you how I'm putting it on. Just slide it through here and tighten that up to the appropriate length for my wrist here. Push that through, and then it has already a nice tight grip right there. But we also have two of these extra straps back here that we can slide this through. Slide it through one, and slide it through two, and give it a little pull, and there you go. Now it's nice and tight on my wrist. I can give it a little shake and it's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and play around with this and get the settings set correctly. The first thing you need to do is download the correct app. That's called FitCloud Pro. FitCloud Pro looks like this app right here. Let's go ahead and get that. And it lets us know that this app will work on any Android 5.0 and above, and any iOS 10.0 and above. And once we got FitCloud Pro, we got to make a profile. It's going to ask us for our birth date, our gender, our height, and our weight. It's going to give us an option to create a daily step goal. And then after that, it wants us to bind to the bracelet. So we'll just, I think, hit that button. Nope, hit this button right here. And here we go. It's starting to look for it. And I'm sure it'll pair up. There you go. It happened really quick. So let's go ahead and tap on it right there. Let's see how long this actually takes. It says it's binding the bracelet. I just felt this vibrate, and it says agree to the phone binding request, and click yes on that. And now it's binding. Click pair over here, and there you go. It's all synced up. And you can see that it actually adjusted my settings already. It gave the correct time when earlier the time was off. It was at 11 something. Now it's actually 1409 or 209. And inside the app, we get control over a lot of different interesting features. For example, we can set a wallet with which we can use QQ, WeChat, Alipay, and PayPal. We can set a business card, and again, through a range of apps here. We can allow for push notifications. I've turned on my call and my texting notifications, but you can turn on everything from email to your chats, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, all of these different apps here. You can set some alarms for yourself as well. Really easy to set an alarm. You can put it on repeat. You can give it a label, and then you can save it up here. This one's nice. It's a sedentary reminder. So if you've been inactive for a certain amount of time, it will vibrate to remind you to get up and move around. There's also a drink water reminder to remind you to stay hydrated. And then here in watch face, you'll see that you can actually download a whole bunch of different watch faces here. This is the watch face store. So you can literally just change the face on your watch by clicking on these. Let's try a few of these out real quick. So right now, this is how it looks. Let's change it to this one here. Sync watch face. Downloading, syncing, and you can see it syncing right now. And now you can see what my new watch face looks like. And it actually goes dim after a second, which is kind of nice, and then disappears. You can see they have some nice holiday festive themes through here. All different types of gears and formats that are available. So I'm actually a huge fan of basketball, and this is the one that I've settled on for myself. I think it looks really cool. Okay, but there's also a feature called Sports Push. And let's say we're doing something simple like bowling. Push the sport. Please confirm whether to push bowling. So it has to download a sports bin. And honestly, I'm not sure what to do with that yet, so hopefully we'll figure it out later in this video. Until then, we can also get weather reports. Let's see if that works. You can also have a setting here called Raise to Wake, which is when you pull it up to yourself and look at it, it turns on. And if you have it turned off, then you can see that doesn't happen. And if you have it turned off, then you just have to hit this button to check the time, and then again to scroll through apps, and one more time to see the time. We have a feature here to access elevated heart rate measurement, as well as automatic health monitoring. So it looks like it will measure your heart rate, your blood pressure, as well as your oxygen percentage. I'm going to turn that on, and I've set it for the entire day. We also have a feature for Find the Bracelet, and so right now it's vibrating and vibrating until I flip it over, and that means I've found it. You also have a wrist preference. You can set your left or your right hand. I obviously have mine on the left, and it also has a time format. I'm going to switch to the 12-hour format because that's what I'm used to, that it's switched to 2 o'clock instead of 14 o'clock. You can set a favorite contact list. You also have the option here to shake to take a photo. So if I click on that, it opens up a photo app, and then I can take this and give it a little shake. And now you can see it counting down until it takes a photo. It also lets us know what hardware version we're using. And here we have a button to restore it to factory data. And we can also unbind the watch from the phone. Now these are all in the device column here. We also have a column for home and a column for my personal profile, that is me. In the home section, it shows us our progress towards our step goal, including total calories, total distance, and your current goal. You can check your sleep data, which I don't have any yet. And that gives us today's, last week's, and the previous month's settings. We can check our heart rate data, which mine is not measuring yet because I haven't hit the start measuring, so let's do that. And it looks like it's going to take a minute to measure my heart rate. And you can actually see within the first 20 seconds that it's already measuring my heart rate, and it's got me right now at about 81 beats per minute. We can also check our blood pressure. Again, let's start measuring that right there. And although I'm talking and working right now, I am sitting down, so mine shouldn't be too high. Let's see how long it takes to actually measure it, however. And you can see 132/73, which is actually pretty high for me. I'm usually a little bit lower than that. I'm usually about 120/60. And we can also check our oxygen levels in our blood. Let's start measuring that and see what I'm at. And there's actually some indicators right here. It says you're in hypoxia if you have less than 90%. You have low blood oxygen if you're at 90 to 93%. And if you're anywhere between 94 to 100, you're in the good range. Apparently I'm doing okay today. And then you actually have a button here that you can click to measure all the items at once if you want. So let's go over to the me column and see what's in there. We have our daily steps goal, of course. We have a unit preferred, and I'm going to switch to the imperial because that's what I live by, and that's in the length. We also have that for weight, as well as for temperature. We can set that to Fahrenheit. There's an FAQ section here. Answers all kinds of questions if we have any. We have a WeChat sports button. I have no idea what that is. It's sending me into WeChat, however, so let's just back out of that. I don't care right now. And we also have an Apple Health button, which we can use to sync to our Apple Health app. So I'm just going to allow that to work. But back in the FitCloud Pro app, we also have access to settings here where we can manage our account and view the about settings. And there's a feedback button. So there you go. There's the entire app. Let's put that down and take a closer look at the watch. So you actually see now that I have the health data linked up. It will show me my heart rate as well as my step counter down here. So if I go into the apps here, you see I have the phone call, and I can actually enter in the phone call numbers right there. There's also a contact button in the blue there. This third one is a call record button, so the calls you've already made, which I haven't made any yet. This fourth one here lets us know if the Bluetooth is connected or not. The middle one tells us more about our walking and health goals. You can see I'm only on 10 steps still. The fourth one here that looks like a little athlete, if we tap into that, we can tell our watch what we are doing, so all the different sports if we're playing one. So let's say I'm going to play basketball. It gives me a countdown, and now it's expecting me to play basketball, and it's got a little timer here. It's going to keep track of my heartbeat per minute as well as my calories burned. And then I can choose to end that by just hitting end. Too little data to save. Okay. This bottom left button shows us our workout records. I don't have any yet. The hard button here will show us our BPM, and the bottom right one will show us our sleep data. And we don't have to individually click on those. We can actually just swipe through them as well, like this. And then you can see we can actually add some of the widgets. So we have an option to add all of the widgets that we've looked at, plus weather, music, and I want to do that. Weather and music. And so you'll see here I can actually change the menu interface. So I can have it look like this if I want, where I scroll up and down. And to change it, I just double tap this button, 1, 2. And now it's like a wheel that shows like this. Or it can be a wheel that scrolls like this. Or I can go back to the original format, which was like this. I think I prefer this one just because I'm kind of a list-oriented person, so this makes the most sense to me. And so inside this list, we have so many things to talk about. We have a voice assistant, we have our data control, workout controls, heart rates, sleep, blood pressure, all of that good stuff that we've looked at. But we also have a stopwatch and a timer here. We can set alarm clocks. We can have our business cards pop up. We have a find our phone feature, which we can tap and it will start vibrating our phone and helps us find it. We have a calculator and a calendar. And then we can come down to the settings, which I really like, For example, we can change the brightness on our display, and we can change the screen time as well. So if we want it to last longer, we can go all the way up to 30 seconds. I'm just going to keep it at 5 seconds so that way we have the best battery consumption. We can also check our screen time and all different kinds of settings on this. So many great options in it, and it really lets us customize it to the T. So overall, I think it's a great watch. It's got a nice band on it. It's very stylish. I put on a new face right here that I think looks a little bit cooler than the basketball even. But it looks like a really high-tech watch, gives you lots of options, and I think it's a really cool watch. So if you're looking for something like this, a smart watch that's going to be at a really good value for you, I can highly recommend this one.